Ready for a fresh start? Your happy place is right here on BNC's Taste of the Town with Marjorie Wordlaw.
Awesome!
Where life in the kitchen is fun.
This meal is just rocking and rolling.
Flavorful.
Delicious.
Oh, and Southern charm.
This is my handy dandy.
Yep, she's got all that too.
Boom, and that is that.
And now, your host for Taste of the Town. Here's Marjorie.
Hey guys, welcome. And today we are going to be making a squash casserole with some gorgeous yellow squash that I have here. And I am also going to make a maple glazed pork chop with pure maple syrup. That is going to be awesome. So we're going to just get started, but the first thing I want to do is start on the casserole for the squash. So let me start with this squash. We're going to saute the squash and the onions. And so just cut off, the top and the little bottom, the butt of the squash. These are so beautiful. These are tender. There's no reason for you to have to peel, these squash. So as long as you don't have some that are just huge and you think that they are going to be tough, then you might want to use your peeler and kind of peel a little. You don't have to take all of it off. But anyway, a squash casserole is kind of basic, but it is delicious because of all the cheese and just the crispiness on the top. And this is all we're going to do is I'm going to take on the neck part and just take these rounds. When I get down to where it's a little bit larger, I like to slice it in half and then just continue to just cut these. And I want them not super thin, but I want them thin because as I go over and saute them, I'm gonna then kind of mash them a little bit. And that way when they are all in that casserole dish, it just kind of all blends together and it's easy for you to just put your spoon or fork in and be able to get that to eat. So what I want to do is take a big mixing bowl here. Typically you're looking for about 5 cups of squash. There we go. So that's the squash. I want to turn on the stove, you guys. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter already in here. Let's get my oven going so it can preheat. So that's that. I always spray, my skillet. So I got that going. So I'm going to chop up the onion. 1 nice size onion, okay? So I'm just quartering this just so that I can just then make my nice little slices here. And we want the squash to cook until it's just really nice and tender. So, and I like to do this first because this is going to take the longest. Those pork chops, really, you're going to be surprised. They don't take a lot of time at all. We've got the onion. See, that's really simple. So we just want to get this into the skillet. Okay, guys, so let me just go over and get this going. The butter is melted. I'm going to add a little oil, just cooking oil to this. And that was probably about a tablespoon. Yeah, I'm sure that most of you cook squash and you are accustomed to doing this anyway. So no big deal. And just gonna take some good salt and pepper. We'll have this going. That's gonna take us about, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe not that long. 2 eggs. This will just be ready so here we go. 1, 2 eggs. And just kind of lightly beat them. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go, here we go. And then you're gonna just take, I'm gonna do only at this point, I'm gonna add a cup of milk to this. A little more, okay, there we go. That's good. I wanna show you like the casserole dish. I chose this dish simply because it's deeper. I'd like to have room for all of the cheese, and like again, when we put that egg and milk mixture, got another little limerick going on together. You know, I wanted to have room, so I didn't want a really big, huge pan, but this is a nice size casserole dish for that. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna also use my cast iron skillet, and you all know how much I love the cast iron skillet, okay? I'm gonna use that when I do the pork chop. These Ritz crackers, and what I'm gonna do, I'll show you. I'm gonna just put them in a plastic bag. That smells good. I'm over here, let me stir this. Oh. And do you know that I love to just eat squash and onions and just saute that. That is a wonderful side itself. So we're gonna take this sleeve right here. Then all you're gonna do is just seal it, because this is no big deal. You could take your hands, but I'm just gonna use my little mallet. Let me move this stuff. If you got kids at home, let them come in and you can say, just crush them up. Simple, easy. And I'm gonna mix this with the panko and the buttery kind of flavor that's in these crackers. When you add that and you have the butter and you put it on top of that squash casserole, oh my goodness, this is gonna be delicious. Cooking is all about just playing, having fun, experimenting. Your good cookbooks, your good recipes, the good little tips you pick up from Marjorie's kitchen. Everything there is ready. We'll combine it and put it together. So when we come back, we'll do that. Then we'll do those pork chops. All right, don't go anywhere.
Don't go away. Taste of the Town with Marjorie Wardlaw. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Taste of the Town. Once again, here's Marjorie.
So we are back and the squash is really ready. So what I want to do is show you, I have that big mixing bowl. So I put the egg and the milk mixture in here, you guys. And I have melted the butter. So I'm gonna take this butter. So I'm gonna take and I'm gonna pour probably just about a third of that, just to start that. And then the squash. You see what I mean about how it cooked down, how wonderfully, it just smells so good. So we're gonna just take and we're gonna put our onions and our squash in here. Salt, pepper, and then I want to take about half of this cheese. Same thing with the Italian blend. Now, this is cayenne. I told you guys that's optional, okay? But half a teaspoon, okay? So we're gonna do that. Ooh, that looks so delicious. I'm gonna add just a little bit more butter, tiny bit more. Just a little more of this half and half. So that means I use 1 3/4 cups, because I think this looks plenty generous. So I want to now bring over my casserole dish. I told you guys I've already sprayed it. Pour your squash mixture into your casserole dish. Oh, good, good, good. Oh, I wish you could just smell it. That smells wonderful. Now, the other cheese, look, just sprinkle some of this cheese all around it. Oh, that is so good. If you don't want as much cheese, then don't use as much. But I'm just making it because I know what we like. Now, we're gonna take the Ritz cracker and the panko crumbs, the mixture. And you're just gonna kind of sprinkle all over the top. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh. So if you like a lot of topping, you just can use it all. If you don't like a lot, then you don't have to use it all. Remember, this is your squash casserole. Do what you like. Now just, again, a little drizzle of this butter. Oh, that's gonna be good. So this is our squash casserole, and we're gonna put this in the oven. Again, remember this is gonna go for about, I'm gonna tell you guys, let's go for about 30 minutes, okay? Now I want to go over and I'm gonna get started on those pork chops, okay? I'm gonna just use the remainder, that's a 1/4 cup of that butter. So I'm gonna put that in there. And I'm gonna add a little oil. Again, that's about a tablespoon or so. The heat is like on a medium, kind of medium high, but this is the simple part, you guys. All I wanna do is season the pork chops, salt, pepper, because again, you want your meat itself to be seasoned. This, you know, is my blend, okay? So all I did is, this is my badia, my sazon goya, my garlic powder. I just put it all together because I actually kind of keep it like this a lot of times when I know I'm using all 3 of these. Of course, the oregano, I just want to get these going over here so we can get them. And I turn the side down that has all of the spices. It's the butter. Butter just smells good, okay? So let's show you what we're gonna do with this sauce for the pork chops. Those should probably take about, maybe like about 3.5 minutes per side, because I really want them pretty much to be cooked. This is gonna be a simple recipe, although when you serve it and those eating it will feel like, ooh, what all did you do? That must have taken, you know, a lot of time. No, it did not. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna first of all take my garlic. I got 3 cloves. Just kind of mince them up a bit. Okay, so there's the garlic. Now I'm gonna take this jalapeno, and of course I've already washed and cleaned all of these. So here we go, just nice thin slices of the jalapeno. Again, this is gonna be optional. If you don't like hot, spicy food, then just omit it. Let's go check the pork chops, okay? Good. Good, good, good. They are looking and smelling good. And since I am over here, I may as well. It is looking delicious. It is browning so wonderfully. So the squash is coming along really well. So let's go back over here. Let's get the sauce kind of made up. I'm gonna cut up some of this cilantro, you guys. Sometimes I just take some of these extra stems off. You don't have to, but I just don't always like a lot of big stems on it. So I'm just kind of doing that. Then just kind of bundle it up. So you can just chop it up. This is going to be the sauce. So you want, as I said, 100% maple syrup. Don't go get imitation. And we're gonna do like 1/3 of a cup of this. And this is Vermont maple syrup. Now we're gonna do, let's do 4, okay? Just the ketchup. 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Let me go back over and check my pork chops. I'm gonna go ahead and take those out. Oh, they look good. Remember, you don't want to overcook your pork chops. You want them tender. Come back over here. Let's get my little whisk. And then I want to do the same thing. About 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Let me try 2 before let me get this. I'm always saying, remember, taste, taste, taste. That is so good. That is so good. I was trying to think if I wanted to put a little more apple cider vinegar, but I don't think so. I think that is that's perfect, okay? So I'm gonna leave that just like that. Now I want to do about a teaspoon of ginger. Okay, Marjorie, that was a mess, girl. Okay. And just again, whisk it all in really, really good. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take butter. This is room temperature, so it's softened. About 2 tablespoons of that. Kind of mix it up like this. The pieces of it, as it goes over the pork chops, just makes those pieces of butter melt into the individual. I could have had this a little bit softer, but this is what you do. I'm gonna put the garlic in here. I'm gonna put the green peppers, the jalapenos. I'm gonna put those in here. And then we're gonna take the cilantro. I'm gonna put that in here. This is going to be your sauce, okay? Put this all into the pan. It's gonna kind of come to just like a little bit of a simmering boil. When it begins to do that, then a glaze should start, developing. I'm gonna add the pork chops back in. Then we're just gonna kind of baste and ladle, that glaze over those pork chops. But again, it's important. I know my pork chops are done. So I want that glaze. I want the garlic to have a chance to kind of, cook down, be tender. Then we'll put it over that. So I want to take the time. Look at how this glaze is just starting to come together. So now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take and just add these sprigs of thyme. My mama used to always say, good cooks always taste their food, okay? So that's, oh, that is so good. Man, guys, that is delicious. You got to try this recipe, okay? So let's go ahead now. We're going to put the pork chops in and just place them back in here. You want to just kind of take the glaze, put it all, oh, look at that. Put it all over them. And the bits of garlic, but they should be nice and tender. Ooh, it's gonna be good. And I tell you what, I'm gonna take this casserole out because it's ready. I will see you back in the kitchen in just a minute.
Don't go away. Taste of the Town with Marjorie Wardlaw. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Taste of the Town. Once again, here's Marjorie.
Ooh, are we ready to eat? Oh my goodness, beautiful. So here we are with this squash casserole. Let's see. Good. The Ritz crackers and the panko, the crunch is still going on, and then I get into the soft silkiness of the squash and the onions, and ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. You guys, you know I love you. I want you all to please send me requests. I will get these recipes right out to you. So I don't want to keep talking while I am eating, so I want to eat and stop all the talking. Have a great day, a wonderful week, and like I said, take care of yourselves, and you know I love you.
Taste of the Town with Marjorie Wordlaw. Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on BNC and BNC Go.